Continuing along our Brazilian path, we have now hit the classic samba. This groove, boy, I'll tell you, it's impossible to overstate what it means to Brazilian musicians. And it's so much fun to play. And it's so open to interpretation. You got to love this groove. The one I'm going to show you is the one that was shown to me when I studied with a Brazilian master of drumming. And I'll tell you, when he showed this to me, it opened my eyes. Like a lot of drummers, I used to think a fast bossa nova was a samba, which is so not right. It's a different thing. And we're going to talk about that thing right now. The first thing I want to talk about is the hi-hat. Let's add a little artistry to these connective tissue eighth notes that we keep talking about. We're going to give a lilt. We're going to push 2 and 4. There's an accent written over them, but you know what? It's more of a color change than an accent. And I want you to look at it and see what you think. It'll be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and tip shank, tip shank, tip shank, tip shank. Tip shank, tip shank. Not an accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... That's a different color. That's an accent. It's not an accent. Okay, now we have the wonderful samba left-hand rhythm that, by the way, is just to get us started. That can move around a lot. The left hand in Brazilian drumming reminds me a lot of jazz musicians' left hand. Man, that thing can go all over the place and play all sorts of wonderful different things. So don't get locked into this one rhythm, though this one rhythm is what I call a root rhythm. It really works, and lots of different offshoots can come from this rhythm. So let's get this one down. I'm going to play the left-hand rhythm against the hi-hat. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Now the bass drum, and it has the classic samba bass drum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. But I'm going to lean on the 2 side a little bit more, which would be 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. A little bit of a heavier 2 side. In traditional Brazilian drumming, there would be a guy playing a surdo, and his job all night long would be to be on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's his gig all night long. And we're going to try to make our bass drum have that sound. Let's see what it sounds like all together. And when you get this locked in, boy, I'll tell you, there's nothing like it. Remember when we talked about the shuffle? When you play the shuffle, there's nothing like the shuffle. Well, there is nothing like a samba when you really get it cooking. Let's see what happens when we get it happening. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a lot of fun to play. It's absolutely undeniably awesome to play that groove. Now, you're going to see even more of what I mean in the next 2 examples. One's kind of slow, and one is definitely not kind of slow. The one that's kind of not slow, the right hand might prove to be an issue. This is a chops issue or strength issue. And if you can't get those eighth notes out at that tempo, don't freak out, okay? Take it easy, build up your speed and endurance. Keep positive, keep moving forward, and you will get it someday. Just keep practicing, okay? Samba, 2 different tempos. Here we go.